The opinions in the following podcast are the expressions and ideas of each individual host and not a reflection of 210 culture as a whole. So please take it all with a grain of salt and enjoy the show. This
¿Qué más le gusta de este parade?
No me shut up, man. No me.
It's a reflection of San Antonio, you know, and it's music too, man.
The
And the pride of the great Lone Star State, our NBA champions.
210 Culture Podcast. So welcome to this edition of the 210 Culture Podcast. This is episode 34, and like always, my name is G, and today we've done things a little bit different. This was supposed to be a live video on Pub Sports Radio, but we had some issues with our system, so we weren't able to go ahead and put that video out today. So pretty much where the format's going to go is we actually didn't do a podcast at all. We just did a sit-down interview with Ceasar Zepeda of Sangria on the Burg, an Alamo Biscuit company that's opening up soon. So we did a sit-down with him. I'm going to play the audio here in front. And the audio here is just us going through the interview questions we would have gone through the podcast. And then after that, I'm going to come back and put a little bit more context because there was about 2 other clips that we did. After we did the interview, we were sitting down still talking and the cameras, mics were still rolling. So I took 2 very important sound bites that I just feel like that should be included in this podcast. So I'm going to come back after the podcast ends, after the interview plays, and then we're going to go ahead and give you some more context as we play those clips. And then we'll wrap up the show here for the podcast. So hope you guys are ready, and we're going to go ahead and take a look and listen to the interview. The noise in the background, the music there is also shot at Southtown 101. So shout out to Southtown 101 for having us there to go ahead and still do the interview. So with that being said, enjoy the interview, and I'll be right back after that. Here we go. So we're doing things a little bit different here on the podcast today. So we're here interviewed with one of my favorite chefs in town, Chef Ceasar Zepeda. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing well. Good to be here.
One of my favorite chefs since we started off in the beginning. When we used to eat for brunch all the time, we were down the street. For those who don't know who he is the owner of Sangria on the Burg and soon to be Alamo Biscuit Company. So yeah, we just had a couple of questions. Just want to sit down and talk with you, see what you got going on and stuff. So first question we have is, what was your motivation to get into the food industry?
Man, my family, we always cooked. All the men in my family cooked. So my grandfather was a chef. He wasn't a chef. He loved doing quinceañeras. He loved doing weddings, anything, funerals. He was really flattered to be asked. And I remember you go to Grandpa's house, you're cooking something. And as a kid, I hated it. It was one of those things like, you're doing something. And then we would do whole animals. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we would do whole hogs, whole cows, and it was just a lot of work. But I learned like that. I just learned being around my family. And I think it was just a path from the beginning. Coming to college and going to UTSA, it was still to do this. Mm-hmm. So business was first. Obviously, you got to run a business. And then that culinary just was always there.
Wow. Yeah. See, I told you. He was thinking it was a grandma. He was like, probably your grandma or mother.
Grandma was the tamales and stuff like that. She would do that, but we would cook on a big old grill or cook for a big old thing of menudo or big, large mass events. Production. Yeah, mass production. And Grandma was tamale queen of Corpus, man. Every December, 600 dozen.
Dang.
Oh man, that was my family too.
That was a weekend, man. That was a weekend at Grandma's house.
I kind of understand where you're coming from because my dad's that way too. My dad's a big barbecue person, so he's constantly barbecuing. So like everybody looks to me, they're like, "So you're next in line now, start barbecuing." I'm like, I've never really barbecued. I just watch them. Like I know the secrets and the ins and outs, but I was like, I really haven't done it myself. So thankfully for my birthday's on Thursday. So yesterday he bought me a barbecue pit since we got our new house. He's like, here, now you're gonna have to learn. Here's your barbecue pit. I was like, all right. I'll learn. And then I even told him, he's like, you better make sure he cleans it and takes care of it. And he's like, all right, I'll learn. He's like, if I'm starting to get old, you have to start getting ready to take over now that you have your own house. I was like, okay.
For sure. It was family traditions, honestly, man. Learning all those. And I didn't learn then, but I remember the smells and I remember how they did things. And as I asked my grandfather as he got older, he didn't have a recipe. He just kind of like, did this, mijo, do this.
He felt it.
Yeah, he had, exactly. And now a lot of my cooking is just from the sense of my grandparents' house. I'll literally cook something like, I'll know when it's ready when it smells like my grandfather's house. It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's usually where the real creativity comes from. And that's where everybody's like, how do you do it? I'm like, it's just a feeling.
Exactly. It is a feeling. It's a sense. You know when it's ready. And I learned that just through my family, and take me here.
Ceasar Zepeda, food psychic.
So, of course, with your creative, delicious, and beautiful food that you've come up with, which dish would you say was either the most difficult or the most satisfying for you to come up with? Or like after you're done, you're like, yes.
Oh man, anytime you make something that's not only picture worthy, but you have some our crew is great. And when you get them to close their eyes and like just nod their head, man, I love that we're surrounded by really great people. And I would say, man, when you get those tacos, perfect. Like the sauce complements the meat, complements the garnish, complements, everything on there works. The tortilla is perfect, it's fresh. I think that's for me every time, and that doesn't get old to me. You keep doing it, keep on creating more stuff, and when you have the perfect bite, and you look around, everybody's kind of just nodding at each other. I think that's, for me, it's the most satisfying thing there is. I'm lucky. Chefs are lucky. They're instantaneous gratification. Like you eat it and you love it. It's not like you gotta, it's right there, and I think that's really addicting for me.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen recently that you've been starting to give back with other chefs with your Monday takeovers, where you pretty much let all the different pop-up places come there. So as along that lines, and of course I was watching Guy's Grocery Game, and I found out like the reasoning behind what you were going to do with the funds.
Sure.
There. So besides like they're helping the chefs, is there any other things you have coming up, or any other ideas that you would like to like either give back to the community or to fellow chefs?
And Monday nights have been a pop-up thing for me, and I really enjoy giving back to all the locals and let them learn. And I didn't have someone to do that for me. Right. I love that I'm able to do that. It's just been a beautiful thing for me. In Texas, we're blessed in the curse is that we're going to have hurricanes somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I have a little group of people, some private donators, and some other chefs that, not that we get excited, but it is that time. We know that we're going to have to help some people. And it's one of those things that we will load up the truck, and we have some people with food trucks. We'll start taking donations. We'll give something at Sangria for donations, and then we'll go anywhere in Texas and deliver that. So, it's something good can come from a tragedy, and us getting out there and making friends and getting to know more people and help people that are in need. I can't wait for that. I know it's kind of a weird thing to look forward to, but someone's gonna need our help, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah, it's kind of how she is too, because she works with the city, so they're like on call for the state, so they're on call too whenever there's a disaster. Mm-hmm. But she's the same way. She's like, I'm ready to go help. So not that there's one coming, but if it happens, she's like, I'm ready to go.
It's a weird thing to look forward to, but we love food. And if you can put, food makes everything better. Even if in tragedy, you can go through and have a hot meal. At least one hot meal that day. Man, and people, when they lost everything, if they can have a hot meal, man, they have something to look forward to. So we want to be that. Yeah, that's great. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. And of course, to find out what new chefs taking over on Mondays, follow the Sangria page to find out what's coming up.
We have a real cool one this Monday. We have some soul food on the Burg. It's going to be fun. A friend of mine, Carmen, she's doing something. Chi Burg is coming through all the time. Smackles is there. Yeah, we have a Korean taco thing coming.
Yeah, we're going to that one. We talked to them, so we're going to be filming that one too.
Oh yeah, it's fun to find you. And also for me, I just love eating their food. It's amazing. Selfishly, I get to do that.
Right? Let me put this on the menu real quick. So of course, like I did mention earlier, he was on Guy's Grocery Game. Came in second place. He should have won, but that's just my opinion.
It was close.
So with that, what was just like the experience like, just in general being on the show?
Probably the most amazing experience. It's kind of like for a pinnacle thing. We throw around the word chef a lot, and I was a GM for 12 years. I was, I cooked for a while, but I never went to culinary school or anything like that. So I watched that show, or I watched, Triple D. I watched that show, and that would always excite me that somebody was giving mom and pops a chance. So, man, I can't wait. I would love to be able to meet this guy. And to be there is surreal, amazing. Everybody's in the same boat. We're all nervous. We're all competing, but we're having fun. So it was a most amazing experience. Guy Fieri just got a star, Walk of Fame. I love him. Really, really good dude. So probably the most amazing experience I've ever had in this world.
I would probably have been mad if you would have lost to the other two people.
Yeah.
They did not compare. That other guy, he was like...
We knew from the beginning, just testing out, just looking okay. That guy is great, by the way. Like, he's an ex-NFL football player. He trained in France, football. I mean, he's cooking in France. He's well educated. The other girls, young, they were super nervous, and we were mentoring them the whole. They didn't see all this. We really mentored them the whole time. When it comes down to it, yeah, he was. I have no qualms losing to him. Like he just started a restaurant like right when I did, and the guy's a great dude. We talk all the time, we talk every day. He started another restaurant. Chef Tobias, love you, brother.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny, I guess, just because I'm like a diehard of the show as well. So I kind of noticed that like in the first round, the person who's gonna leave gets the most camera time. So we noticed you were like hardly like shown. So I was like, oh, he's getting past this round. We can go get something. I'm like, we'll go get something to drink and come back into the kitchen. Take a bathroom break. He's gonna make it. But the camera showed us like she's gonna go home. One of those two. I was like, because they're just panning to them, and then they were like show you like when you're like almost done, and we're like, yeah, he's making it to the next round.
Yeah. You don't know how much. It's a lot of filming. You don't know what's going to show up on there. But she was adamant about making pasta, and we talked about it the night before. We're like, I think that's a bad move. 20 minutes pasta, and she's like, that's what my grandma taught me. That's what I've been doing. It's like, do it, girl. Do your thing.
Do whatever you know.
But it hurt her. It hurt in the end. But they were all talented, man. They're all good, and it was just the funnest thing. I can't. Hopefully I get back on. They've said I have a chance to get him back on, so that'd be an awesome experience.
I forgot what was the item. I know it was soy chorizo. Like they were showing everything,
Yeah,
and there was only one item, and I was like, if he lands on that one item, he might be in trouble. But like everything else, I was like, soy chorizo, that's easy. The other one I think was chicharrones. Was like, oh,
Easy.
cake.
Yeah.
And then it was I think the other one was ghost pepper, like cake.
Got
And
it.
then I forgot what that one was. That's why I was like, if he lands on that one, it might be a tough episode. They were landing on soy chorizo. I was like, all he has to do is make a sangria breakfast. I was gonna make it like this. I was like, it's a sangria breakfast. I was like,
The hardest thing there was your time and the money.
Yeah.
The money was the hardest. You're in California too.
So
Everything's expensive. Yeah, it was like, whoa. They didn't show us. We went back many times because we ran out of money quick. It was not the same. You're not HEB anymore.
yeah. Where's the HEB brand? You got the HEB brand steak?
No HEB brand.
Californians that come to Texas fall in love with HEB.
Oh yeah.
They
So what
love
was it, like
it.
a 12-hour day, 8-hour day?
Yeah, it was a few days.
Oh wow.
You do all this other stuff. One's for traveling, one other one's for traveling. Then you do a lot of in and outs, little interviews, and it's an exhausting day. It's like you're there all day long, so get to experience.
Just like a job.
Yeah, it's and they work hard. His crew is no joke. It's an amazing, everything that's going on around you. It's pretty cool.
So does he try like multiple puns with the go thing first, and then they just pick and choose, or is it just really just that one and he just rolls with it?
It's obviously his funnest thing he does,
Yeah.
and he goes. We take a few takes of a lot of things, but if you watch the show, you know what's up, and so
Yeah.
I start off real early on the first one, like real early. He's like, "Hey, chill out." And I'm thinking, is that a joke? Are you messing around?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go.
He was playing with y'all that whole
He
time.
was he's a character, man. He's obviously you see him on the show,
Yeah.
but his
in
staff
real
is like, this guy's no joke. Like it's real set up. Stand on that X means stand on that X. Like they're real because he's doing show for show. He's doing a bunch of stuff. So, but to us, we spent time together talking to him. We're both fathers, so we talked a lot about that. Just he's a real down to earth guy, man. Just real positive. Everything about that show is positive. People fall. You never see that. He's not gonna make you look stupid.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
a lot of people do some really stupid stuff. People, he doesn't show that. It's real like, I'm gonna make you shine. And you watch other shows, it's the same thing. He's highlighting mom and pops and singing and chefs, and nothing is negative. Everything's positive, and that's the way the whole thing was. It was amazing.
Yeah. He needs to name us Flavorville, right?
Right, San Antonio.
San Antonio.
He says he's
Go
coming. He
up.
says he's coming to Sangria, so we hope to see him.
Yeah,
Alright.
show up in our T10 culture stuff. Just pop up in the back. But yeah, so getting to the main topic that thankfully just timed out perfectly for this interview, Alamo Biscuit Company. So I guess tell us a little bit more about the whole idea, concept.
My
there.
buddy John Vale that owned the burger fry that was there decided to break off ties with them, and he called me. He's like, man, I need some help thinking about doing a concept, and we got together and threw something, and we're like, man, San Antonio doesn't have one. And we started asking ourselves, where do you go in San Antonio to get this? Where do you go in San Antonio to get this? And we're like, where do you go to get a good biscuit? I have a couple places that I like. I was like, but none of them highlight. And it's funny how it's grown, the popularity of it. It hasn't even opened yet, but it's already kind of a thing. people love biscuits, man. It reminds you of your grandma or grandma. It reminds you of something growing up. And same thing with Sangria. I try to have that flavor memory. Like, man, that takes you back somewhere. Biscuit does that, and we're going to do our flavors, a lot of San Antonio flavors on top of biscuits, breakfast and lunch, Monday through Sunday, like we're open every day, and 6 in the morning, that's different for me. That's rough. But we have a great crew. Some of my guys come from Sangria over there, and John has his crew, so we're putting 2 teams together, and what we do, everything's scratch. I exhaust myself to make sure that happens, but there's nothing better than that. And right there on Hebner Road, Medical Center, right there where we already are, we have that built-in audience, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. I saw the burger too. That burger looks amazing.
Oh man, we had to put a burger on there. My girl Misty, she's my pastry chef. She will be the executive down there eventually. She said, "Hey, let me make a bun for this. We're gonna do this. Let's do it right." And I said, "Hey, go to work." And she made that pretzel bun. First time. Like, that's it. Do it like that every day.
Perfect.
So we're gonna have a burger on there as well. We're gonna have, it's gonna change. We're gonna have brunch as well on Saturday and Sunday. So we're still working on that, but I'm trying to open up with biscuits being the star, and then all the everything else. Four different gravies that we have to choose from. I'm making my own breakfast sausage. I'm working to make my own bacon eventually. So super scratch, man. I want everything to be just really authentic, and there'll be a huevos rancheros. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw that one too. Yeah, we were looking at the flights there.
Oh man, the flights. So sweet and savory, stuff for the kids. Really good coffee from the state here in town. So trying to bring everything we do at Sangria on the biscuit and just make sure that we stay true to what we do.
Expand on that.
Yeah.
Sangria, was it Sangria? Sangria on a bun. Breakfast Sangria on the biscuit. Like breakfast
and once we got that biscuit down, we all 4 of us making different biscuits, and it's good,
Like more
but this,
flaky or more
just
like
not
solid?
enough butter, too much butter,
Yeah.
too sweet, too salty. And so the Misty we got in there, I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. Like, we want to take this recipe of hers, take what's hers, and then we want to combine it into this. And we took a few takes, and she kind of like, and I knew when she brought it to me. Like, she looked for me, and I like took a bite of it, and like, whoa. It stood alone. It didn't need anything. Anything on it would be great, but it didn't need anything. I called my partner, I called John. I was like, John, where are you? Like, I'm at my house. Like, send me the address, I'm on my way. And it was that good. And so biscuit's done, we have the recipe down, and then everything else on top of it is just whatever you want to do. We have fun.
Nice. Sounds great. So the last part here of the interview before we let you go, because we know you're busy getting all that set up on Thursday, the grand opening.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday.
6 a.m.
Too early.
We'll be there around 8.
So show up at 4:30.
There's a buzz going. We're not taking reservations yet, but people
Well, it
have
might
already
be
talked
like-
about camping out. I've had interviews from Austin, both news. So
You've heard it first.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be fun.
I know. I'm gonna sneak out in the back before you just hop in. Press.
The secret biscuit window.
Right. So
Biscuit
we're just gonna do a little either or questions real quick. So last night we were kind of just brainstorming some different topics and just see which one you'd prefer. So start off, we'll do it easy. Biscuits or breakfast tacos?
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a taco guy. I'm gonna open a biscuit company, but you put a taco in front of me, forget about it.
What kind of taco? Breakfast
Carne
taco.
asada, man. That's like that's my go-to.
With or
Good
without
green
cheese?
sauce. Without cheese. Green salsa, and then if
green
the
salsa.
meat's right, salad.
Hard in your mouth.
So next one, chorizo or sausage?
Chorizo.
Chorizo.
A good chorizo. Good one.
And seeing how you're a Steelers fan and we know this, we got another good one for you. Ben Roethlisberger or Terry Bradshaw?
Oh, Ben. Ben, I wasn't alive then, man. I was young. And Terry talks a lot of shit, so Ben.
Big Ben.
Big Ben.
Of course, the Texas debate, Whataburger or In-N-Out?
Oh, Whataburger, easy, man. I'm from Corpus.
You have
I'm from Corpus.
You have to.
Yeah, it's Whataburger.
Yeah, well, don't ask her over there. She prefers In-N-Out.
There's a wall right there. There's a wall right here.
Man.
It's the wall that Trump's
Taco
talking
Cabana or Mama Margie's?
Matisse's guy, man. College. He goes back to college for me. Maybe it's just about convenience. But now my kids eat it all the time, so it's like it's a normal
It's
stop
there.
for us.
Yeah.
And next one, if you had to go Have you had to give up either not eating Tex-Mex food anymore or not having Texas barbecue anymore? Which one would you give up?
That's so hard
Oh,
because
man.
in Texas, that's everything.
You know I mixed Tex-Mex and barbecue,
Exactly.
right?
That's why we had this question. If you had to give up
This last night, and we were like, what is considered like Tex-Mex besides like enchiladas and like burritos and stuff?
I'd say gravies, like that's
Yeah.
what I think it's all is
Yeah.
Tex-Mex, you know.
That's what I said, because you don't really hear about that.
I would probably go without Tex-Mex and make barbecue. I mean, that's what I
'Cause we're-
started
'cause
cooking.
we're like-
It's the first thing I ever cooked.
Yeah, because
Barbecue.
Because
Very much so.
fajita.
people use fajita as barbecue,
Yeah.
yeah.
and it's mixed with Tex-Mex.
Yep.
Barbacoa translates to barbecue, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Either way.
I'm gonna bend the rules on that one.
I can still make it still.
And then the last, right, I just thought about it right now. So if you had the choice between being on the sidelines of Pittsburgh Steelers game, or not on the sidelines, but you'd be there to see UTSA win the first national championship.
UTSA.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah. UTSA. Can you imagine that? That would
That'd
be.
be so amazing.
Like
That would
you'd
be
be like 50
crazy.
yard line, like in the first row, and you just wouldn't be on the sidelines. But yeah, we were.
No, UTSA. even going that far would be. We didn't have football when I was in college.
Yeah,
so
basketball.
yeah, it was only so now it's that football is everything.
Yeah,
so.
our sophomore year was when they started off the inaugural season. I went to that first game.
Now they're going to be playing UT every 2 years, apparently. In 2020 and then 2022.
Yeah,
and on
every 2
there.
years.
It's
But
crazy.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, thank you for taking time out today to be out here with
problem.
us and talk with us. But definitely, you're welcome anytime, except for today. Normally, the doors are always open.
I got
But yeah, we'll definitely be out there. And of course, once again, go Thursday on the 30th at 6 a.m. over to Alamo Biscuit Company from 6 to 2, right?
6 to 3.
6 to 3, yeah. 6 to 3 is the grand opening, but of course, after that, every other day. Or every day.
Every day, I'll be there.
Every day, 6 to 3.
Get your biscuit.
So, yeah, get it, and definitely we'll have a culture creation coming out of that pretty soon, too. And Sangria as well. We've just been stacking.
Yeah, Sangria is still going. Thanks for the support. Support's
yeah.
been amazing, so thank y'all so much.
Definitely, and of course, again, Sangria on the Burg, Alamo Biscuit Company, Instagram, Facebook, they're all there. And that being said, thank you so much for having us
you.
out here.
Appreciate
Or being
y'all.
out here. And now back to your regular scheduled podcast.
All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that interview with Ceasar that we had there with our set questions. So after we were done, we were just still talking around, and we turned the mics were still on at the time. So we took a couple of sound bites that I thought were really good, that were something to come out. So the first sound bite that we're going to play right now is actually Ceasar going over explaining one of the most joys that he gets out of working or being an owner there at Sangria on the Burg. We were talking about kind of one of his goals about what he has for his employees and stuff. So this is his take on that here.
Stuff like my end goal is to have like the best company possible, and that's with giving paid vacation, giving a good working life, giving everybody benefits. That's unheard of, and everybody can do it. The ones that do it, those are the ones I really look up to. People that have gotten their business and able to do that. So with multiple businesses, it makes me easier to do that. So hopefully within the next couple year or two, I can do that for my guys.
Right, definitely.
Well, that's great, yeah. I mean, it's very hard to come by jobs these days that can give you all that.
In our industry, it's unheard of. All the cooks most cooks out there don't have any kind of nothing, man. So, that's been my goal since day one. It's been harder than I thought to get to that, honestly, but it's a lot of work. But yeah, and then everybody in Sangria, they're all moving up. One that was a line cook is now a sous chef. Sous chef is now executive chef over here. Like, I'm giving opportunity to a bunch of people. So that's another thing that really makes me feel good about it.
Wow, man, that's great.
That's the other side. People don't see it.
Yeah,
Like,
because
man,
I'm like, you just think, oh, it's just food. No, it's not just food.
it's a
There's
bunch
a lot
of
of heart behind the food. A lot of work, too.
and a lot of families,
Blood.
man. It's cool to employ people. Like, I never thought I would enjoy that much. Like, employing people and having them feed their family because they're working here and giving them raises. And I've had people cry, man, when they get a raise, like, thank you so much. You don't understand, like, doing that is like, I never thought it'd be my favorite thing of this business. I love cooking.
Yeah.
But that's nothing compared to employing people and giving them money
Oh,
and
yeah.
making sure they can live a
Dealing
good
with
life.
lives. Yeah.
And I see them buying stuff and looking good, and they're doing their thing. I'm like, yes, they're making enough to not only pay bills but enjoy themselves as well. So that's pretty cool.
And the final soundbite here that we have is actually me just kind of explaining to Ceasar why I think he's one of the best chefs in town. Just my opinion and personal take on the creativeness of his business and in his menus with everything he does. Fun fact is that he kind of gave me the inspiration for the title of Culture Creations. Just the fact in general about how every chef in town has a certain creation they make that's associated with the culture that they were raised around, whether it's their upcomings or just the fact that they're in San Antonio, which is what I've been trying to showcase through Culture Creation. So this last soundbite here is just me kind of going over with him and talking about what I think is my favorite part of the fact that he's my favorite chef. So here's that soundbite. Prefer to eat my food. The crazier, the better. Lucy's Copper House, they have the bacon clothesline. Where they make like their little clothesline thing with the candy bacon.
Yeah.
Like I think that's the coolest thing.
It's
like,
so creative as hell, right?
Yeah,
I
when
love
we go
it.
over and the tin can nachos, like when we shot the videos, like those are the two items we're showcasing because I think that's the coolest thing. And that's just how I feel like with your breakfast, because like, yeah, I mean the Sangria breakfast is pretty much just milanesa with gravy, or you can say a chicken fried steak. But the fact that it's a chorizo gravy and nobody does a chorizo gravy is like,
Nobody.
wow, that's awesome, that's great, that's delicious. Same with the whole, like with the tacos, how you always change, there's always something different. And I just feel like, for me, I know there's probably a lot of people in my generation that like that uniqueness, and that's why I feel like popular in the draw. When you say with the Alamo company, like that's where like the shine is.
Super
and I love
creative,
that, and
man.
that's why like you're my favorite, because it's just like,
Thank you, man.
even when it's one of those, like even when you, especially with the menu changing, it's like every time you go, you know there's gonna be something different, and it's gonna be something creatively different. And it's not just like, oh, we're not gonna make fajita tacos this week. Like it's like, no, fajita tacos with some type of sauce or something. It's just like, okay. And honestly, I've never actually gone for lunch. I've always gone for brunch, so I've never actually had your weekly menu.
That changes all the time too.
Yeah, that's the only thing I've never had. We were talking about it, I was like, all we've had is brunch. I was like, I don't even know.
Just try the
I was
other
like, I don't
menu.
even know what the rest of the menu tastes like other than brunch. But yeah, that's why like when we had the opportunity once we got here, and I was like, we got to get them on somehow. So we gotta. And that was all of our interview there with Ceasar. And thank you so much for Ceasar for coming out and being a part of our interview, even though it didn't work out exactly the way we wanted to. So we'll definitely have him back. And the next time he opens another restaurant, of course. But definitely go check out Alamo Biscuit Company. It opens on Thursday, May 30th, on my birthday. It's going to be open from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day. So definitely go out there, try the new biscuits. They're going to have some good biscuits. He's going to have the, like we mentioned there in the interview, burgers as well. So it's not just biscuits as well, just biscuits. Once again, they are located off of Hebner, where the old Burger Fry used to be. So they will be in that location. And let me get the address for that for you guys real quick. So definitely one thing to definitely check out there for this week coming up. And of course, if you haven't seen our videos, check those out as well. We just put out Hidden Treasures there on Thursday, and on Wednesday we didn't have a Wednesday video, I don't think, but this week we do have coming on Wednesday. We have Street Treats for our Culture Creation video number 15. And then for our food truck, we have Mr. Maximo coming up. So definitely check that out. And follow Sangria on the Burg and Alamo Biscuit Company on Facebook and Instagram, like I mentioned earlier. And definitely see you guys soon. Next week, we do have another special guest on the show. We have Piñata Protest's lead singer, Alvarado Del Norte, going to be here with us, the guy who is referencing the entrance track for the podcast. So we're gonna sit down with him, talk to him, see what's going on, go over some topics and some opinions, and I definitely talk about the Lone Fest that's coming up as well. And shout out to everybody else who's been following us and supporting us. We just hit 15K, so which is pretty cool. Likes on Facebook, so thank you for everybody who's been following us on that. And with that being said, We'll see you guys next week, and we will be Facebook Live on Pub Sports Radio. And of course, thank you for listening to 210 Culture Podcast, or yes, this week would be 210 Culture Interview with Ceasar here. And of course, thank you to Southside Craft Soda for always sponsoring our podcasts here. So definitely go check them out. They are in all central markets till I think the end of the month. So definitely go ahead to your central market and get some there. And with that being said, I'm going to leave it here. And like always, I'm G. And Dom was also in the interview there. But right now I'm by myself here doing the editing for you guys. So thank you for listening so much. It means a lot to us. And till we see you next week, remember 210 Culture. Bring in the best of 210 Nation.